Hey everyone, Fixit TV here for part 2 of the OBS tutorial. So we're gonna try and take this tutorial one step at a time, the same way you would have done it if you were gonna do it, one by one all the way down. So the first thing you guys need to do is to head over to streamelements.com. You need to make an account. It's pretty straightforward. I already done it because putting emails, passwords in this. So once you're done, you're gonna go to my dashboard, and on the top you're gonna have a little thing that says click to continue. Here, which is setting up some of the basic things, which we're going to do now, and I'll just say why, and then we'll move over to OBS Studio. So you click here, connect your chatbot. It's one click thing, so it's done. Then if you want to put your PayPal account for tips, that will come on the future. When you start streaming, this is about modifying the backgrounds and all that on the page, on the tip page where people go. And then the overlays, we're going to do those a lot later. And then this is what we want right now is just download OBS Live, which once you download it, you're going to have to open this and install it. While this is installing, I will explain a few things. This tutorial is going to be in this form. We're going to do all the OBS things that we can. Then we're going to jump and configure stream elements. Then we're going to do the overlays, and we're going to go in that type of manner. So OBS is ready to be installed. Next, we agree. This one I am going to put on my E drive because I already have one, the one we are recording. Make a new folder, OBS Studio. Need an extra folder, and we're just going to install this. Now, why we are using OBS Live? There's OBS Studio and there's OBS Studio Live. OBS Live is the Stream Elements version. It has a couple of extra things. Plus, if you're going to be using Stream Elements, you might as well be using a product that they recommend on their own. So you're going to have to reboot. So guys, we're back. Sorry, I had to restart there and sort it out. Now, let me point something out. If you already have a copy of OBS like I do on my drive, and you install a new one even on a different drive, you will find out that all your shortcuts will go away. So just try and have one copy. Now, when you first run OBS, you will bring a little wizard where it's going to ask you to auto configure the system. This is not available for me right now because I already have installed OBS, but I could run it again from the options, but I don't want to destroy my settings, so I'm not really going to do it. You should 100% run it. That will give you a good idea of what the system thinks about your computer, how high you can go or how low. It's going to give you a good indication. Regardless of that, we are going to modify most of the things from that setup, but you can run it. It takes a minute, and it's good to know what the system thinks about your computer. Now, you're going to have something similar to this. I removed all the things that I had in order for you to see this. So let's start here for the options. Now, to be honest with you, most of these things up here you will almost never use. Most of the things you're going to need are already on the right click on all the things we're going to do. So we're still going to go through them so you have an idea what's going on. Here, the most important one on file is settings. We'll go through them. Edit, you're not going to need this. It's all on the right click. Profiles and scene collections. Here is something you need to know in advance so you don't make the mistakes I did. Profile is an indication of whether you're going to stream on Twitch. As you can see here, you could also have a YouTube. It's something that distinguishes which platform you're going to stream with. And that is useful when we move over to Stream Elements. When we set that up, you can have an account or a sub account within Stream Elements for streaming on Twitch or streaming on YouTube. And this is where you pick which platform you want to stream. Now, this is directly linked to the settings. So if you come here and you go Twitch, then it's going to load up all the settings you have for Twitch. If you have different settings for YouTube and you had a new one called YouTube, then it will load up all the settings. Now, be careful what I'm saying here. settings, not scenes, not photographs, files, whatever, just the settings. So because you might want to stream at 10,000 megabits on YouTube and 6,000 on Twitch, which is the maximum, or you want to have a different safety or something like that. It's the settings that are linked to profile. Once you select your profile, like I have Twitch here, then you can go to scene selection, and this is where you pick the actual scenes they're going to show. These scenes could be similar both for Twitch and YouTube if you're going to do it, and this is something you need to keep in mind. Okay, so if I click new fixture, for example, it's loading up all the other things that I have. You see, this is not affected, but this, and now back to tutorials because I have this empty as a profile for you guys to see what's going on. So that's the difference between profile and scene. So you can have a set of scenes for YouTube, for Twitch, for whatever else you want, and then the settings on profile, which is the actual settings of the software to stream on there. On tools, we'll get to that later. Help is help, you know, the usual things, troubleshooting and this and that. And this is the extra one that OBS Live has because it's part of Stream Elements. Here you're just gonna, you know, have the updates. It gives you the ability of cloud backup, and also it has some extra stuff from OBS itself, which is the activity not from Twitch but from Stream Element, the chat through Stream Element, not from Twitch, and media request if it's something you're interested in. This is the 3 extra basic things you get from Live. Now, we cleared up the profile and scene selection, and I started with this because this confused me, and this topic you will find a lot of blogs and people like, I can't save something, I can't save this. That's why I wanted to start it with that. Now, let's go and see our settings. Settings. Right, there's a lot of settings here. I'll try and keep this as simple as I can. On general, the only one I would like to point out is automatic updates. The language you want. I like dark colors. Automatic updates always on startup, and make it a habit to start your software a little bit in advance before you stream, not 2 seconds, 10 minutes. So if there's an update, you can grab it and see if something goes wrong or not. On the output here, on the general settings, the only one I would recommend clicking is confirmation element when starting streams. So if by mistake you click start streaming, instead of start recording, which has happened to me, then you get a little pop-up say, do you want to start streaming? No, I want to record, you know, it's a bit of a safety. I don't use that for stop stream or anything like that, because when I want to stop stream, I'm sure, you know, it's really hard to press the button by mistake. Source alignment allow you to move things and objects when we do overlays on the PC. A lot easier. Projectors, I wouldn't bother with this at this point. System tray, so you can see OBS on your system tray. Previews, importance and stuff like that. You know, it's not really important. Studio mode, transition scenes when double click, that's just for convenience. It's something if you like it. All this clicked on multi-views, if you have 2 screens and all that is really helpful. So not a lot of stuff to do here. Oops, 9.5. Then we go to stream. Here it's best if you choose, you say you can do Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, whatever you want. That's where the settings on profile comes into place. If you switch to something, definitely go with the recommended server. It will find the best connection for you, unless you already know what's the best connection for you. Like, I don't know, maybe you live in London, so you put it straight up and leave it at that. Here will be connect your account, so you can do that. You don't need to enable this bandwidth thing. Is if you want to test something, but trust me, you will know instantly if you're good or not. If you do have any extensions for the Frank's Face or Better TV for the emotes, you can set it up here, and that's it. This, don't change this. This is if you guys want to stream higher than 6,000 kilobps here, which you can from the software, but Twitch will never accept more than 6,000. So, and also you're going to make it hard for people who don't have good internet connection to watch you. So if you want more viewers, don't ignore the settings of Twitch, because most people are going to be streaming on Twitch, as far as I know. On the output, as you can see here, you can click up here for advanced settings. let's keep it simple. I don't see any need. That's something if you guys want to play later on your own and tweak things, record different tracks, if you're making videos, let's keep it simple. So maximum bitrate, I personally use my graphics card for doing all the encoding. It works a lot better. Audio bitrate, it's something you guys will find what you want to go. I personally do 128. It seems to be working just fine. And then recording is if you're making a video like I am right now, where it's going to go, what type of recording you want, high quality, low quality. I personally do this one. I have big hard drives, but if you don't, then you just make it a little bit smaller. Audio, I personally go for 48 kilohertz instead of 44. Studio, I go for, sorry, not studio, stereo. I go for stereo instead of something like Dolby Surround here, because I don't know how other people, what other people use. So this seems to be doing fine. But, there's no problem if you guys want to go higher. I suppose you could go for that, but you need to restart. And you're probably going to need, if I see this right, might need some extra plugins. So if you're just starting this streaming experience, just leave it in stereo. It works for most things. Here you're going to have to choose where all the audio is coming from. So for desktop, you can put your speakers. Second, desktop audio. This is something we're gonna have to talk now. I use my headphones. This is why on the introduction video I said headphones and microphone. Microphone right here and plain simple headphones. This is something that is going to help you separate the sound from Discord, so it doesn't go through your stream the same time as everything else. So what's going to happen here is anything that you hear on your computer from your speakers, such as music, game sounds, YouTube videos, if you're doing, reaction videos or watching trailers or updates, everything is going to go through that line here. And from the headset that you usually wear just to listen to Discord, is going to come here. If you put your Discord to come to your speakers, then you have Discord, game sounds, music, and anything else coming through that. So that could get complicated. And this is the simplest way, unless you guys have a virtual mixer or you want to have a physical mixer and start having different lines and a lot of audio. But this tutorial is meant to be for someone that's just starting and doesn't have the amount of money to download virtual cables, pay them, or anything like that. And then the next one is the mic. I'm using RTX, so this is the right line for me. And that's it. Now, the other ones is extra if you want to do something else. For example, I do have, for example, a wireless microphone when I do my cooking in the kitchen. So that can go over here. So you can have something preset instead of changing on the go. And that's it for the audio. Now, we'll see the settings on Discord when we get there, but this is what you're going to have to do here. Meters, this is fast and medium, is totally up to you. This is an indication on when you talk and the bar moves, how fast it goes down and up. It's a visual thing, more or less. So I prefer to have true peaks to see exactly where my sound is without any delays. I'm assuming any computer these days can handle this. When it says higher CPU usage, you're talking about like 1% or 2%, it's not that big. Monitor device, default. This is something that you're really not going to need, but what it does is if you put your monitor, let's say, on your headset, right? So you put your headset on, it will play any sound you set to monitor. So if you want to listen, for example, the sound of your transition, just you, not on the stream, just to make sure that it happened, it's for monitoring all the audio and also listening clear, so you can set the volumes and all that kind of things on your stream. Personally, I don't use that. I just listen to, it goes through my speakers anyway, so I don't use it, but you know what that does. Next line is the video. Now, here, a lot of people, or some people, get a little bit confused. Everybody wants to stream on the highest resolution, which on my monitor is 920 by 1080. Nobody wants to stream to something less. Of course, quality is important. If you're just starting, it's something you need to know about resolutions here. If you're just starting day one on your account on Twitch as a streamer, you do not get an option from Twitch to give your viewers the choice to choose whether they want to watch you at 1080, a 9060, a 720, 480, 360. They don't get a choice. They get to watch your stream and your work at the resolution you're going to choose here right now. When you level up after the 50 follows and all the other requirements and you become an affiliate, then your viewers, every time you press start streaming, you kind of roll a dice on the day. And if Twitch has a lot of bandwidth, then your viewers will have a choice to choose from the available resolutions. Basically, from the resolution you're streaming downwards, if it's available to choose to watch in less resolution. Now, you may be wondering, why would someone want to watch in less resolution? Because A, they don't have good internet. 2, they watch from a mobile phone and networks in some countries not very good. So 1080 is really heavy, especially if you're streaming at 600K, 6,000 kilobps there. And they might want to reduce that because they, on the mobile phone, less resolution looks okay. And the important thing is to listen to you. If you become a partner, then no matter if you stream on the maximum resolution you can, then your viewers will always have the option to choose if they need something else. So if you're starting out, I would recommend grab the base canvas 9020 by 1080, which is a good resolution, and then downscale it to 720. 720 is something that most people can watch. It scales down well. If you have viewers that are going to come along and say, hey man, we can't watch you, we don't have an option to go lower. You have a lot of those. Maybe you want to consider going a little bit lower, but 720 is what most people stream at. Try and keep the downscale to 36 samples so you don't get a lot of tear and wear on the pixelation. And then is the frames. The frames, ladies and gents, is something you're gonna have to pick depending on, if your graphic cards can handle and all this. But if you're going to play an FPS game, Warzone, Valorant, I don't know, Counter-Strike, whatever, with fast motion, and anything like that, definitely keep 60 FPS. It helps a lot with the fast movement. If you're going to play something like WoW, League of Legends, Albion, or anything else like that, 30 FPS will be good and you don't stress your system too much. I'm trying to cover all contingencies here because I don't know what systems you're going to have. So a little bit of tweaking as we go along is going to help you to do that. Then we have the hotkeys. This is something, it's a long list. As you make more scenes, more and more buttons will appear. Basically, this is something if you want to press F6 and something happens, a scene opens, a photograph opens, and this and that. Personally, I don't play with this because you can get lost in too many little shortcuts. I just click them on the thing, on the OBS itself. I have 2 screens. And finally, the advanced options. As you can see, I'm trying to keep it very simple for new users. So here, normal is where I keep it myself. I don't want to stress the system because don't forget, if you're doing streaming with one computer like I am, your graphics card, your CPU has to split between running all the software, doing all the encoding and the streaming while playing a game. So it splits priorities, it splits resources. You don't want to stress something over something else unless it's really necessary. DirectX 11, color format NV12, 6.1 for the color space, and always partial. Full is even better. You can click it if you want. I don't know if it's going to stress your system, but I've been streaming 2 years with partial and everybody's happy. Nobody had any issues with that. It's been working for me. Here on the recording, you don't need to play with something. Stream delay is if you're playing a game that you're afraid that you might be stream sniped and you want to enable a delay here, it's your choice. Personally, I don't really do it. Automatically reconnect, definitely enable this. Put retry delay on 0 so it keeps trying all the time, right? Maximum retries, 20. I mean, if you don't connect after 20 seconds, 30 seconds, then you do have a problem. Network, bind to IP default. I don't want to play with that stuff. As you know, most of you come to my stream, I'm not really good with this kind of thing. Dynamic change bitrate to manage conjunction. Definitely click that. This is something that if you have some internet connection problems, or your ISP drops its power, let's say, or bitrate for a little bit, or there's a problem, it will automatically, because we set it at 6,000 kilobps to send out as a limit, because that's what Twitch record needs. So if there's a problem and the system detects that we're not doing very well, we're losing packages, whatever, is going to give more power and more BPS there. Enable network optimizations, let it do its thing so you don't have any issues. NTCP parsing, yes. On sources, enable browser source hardware acceleration. That means that your browser will be using your graphics card. If you see you have issues or something doesn't work, like you put an image on OBS and it's black, or you're trying to see screen and it's black, especially when you want to add browsers, things from like, YouTube and things like that, try and see if something works without this. But generally speaking, it's good to have it on. And hotkeys, yeah, don't disable hotkeys. If you're going to put shortcuts and this and that, you're good. And that is a very basic setup there. Now, all these settings, you really just have to set them up once, and then you're done. As you've seen, as we went through, and I want to point this out because I'm trying to keep this simple, there's always advanced settings. Like for streaming, audio tracker can be 1 or 2. This is something we'll see a little bit further down. Now, a new thing that's been added recently is this Twitch VOD track, which I personally don't use. I don't use it because I am using always copyright-free music. I have a subscription. I'll put a link if you guys are interested to use a reference code there from Epidemic. So I don't need to split the music that goes to the VODs that Twitch saves and the music we are listening. We can do that. So to give you an example, so that's absolutely clear. What that does is you put, let's say, to listen to Metallica, and while you're streaming, you will listen to Metallica, your viewers will listen to Metallica, but when Twitch records your stream, okay, it will not be on stream. So what your viewers gonna watch is your voice and the in-game sounds and not the music. And that was done when DMCA came out with all these lawsuits and problems, and people lost accounts and gone banned because using copyright music. So you're gonna have to set this one up. So that's where your music goes, and then any other track will be recorded there. It's not difficult to do, but I personally don't want to do that, because when somebody comes and watches my my video afterwards, when I'm done the next day, because some people may miss a stream or whatever, or they want to check you out, I like them to listen to the background music as well to get the full experience, rather than just a game and my voice when, I think everything adds, so I don't use that, but you can do that. And then you can set every single track on different one, because you can have like game on track 1, voice on track 2. And that's also useful if you want to download something when you record it here and split the sound. It's for more advanced things. As the title on the settings, this advanced. So I'm not going to go any more in detail on that. And we're going to move on to a few more settings. So the other thing you got to do after you set up something, I definitely recommend, is just go in the cloud and back up the settings. You can have several backups. And that's it as far as the settings go. All right. So I'll see you on the next tutorial. We'll start building up our scene sources and adding everything here to start creating a stream.